my process in picking a script I've worked out over the years is kind of simple. If I get to the end of the script and I immediately want to go back to page 1 and start again, I kind of know I've found my first job, because that's rare. I know I've found my next job when that happens, because I'm really excited to go back and start mining it and working on it. And with this part, with Mason Kane and Kyle Conroy, it was something I'd never done before. This, multiple characters in the same piece, multiple characters in the same body, the same man. And I really wanted to explore the psyche of that, of what parts of a man who's lost his memory completely is still there. What parts of you are built into your soul and your genes, I suppose, and what parts are from learned experience. I had a lot of things stuck up in my trailer, noting what timeline, what character, what do I know at this point, what do I not know. And then as filming went on, it became quite organic. I realized I kind of had 2 different paintbrushes to paint one image, and where one would fill in this part, this would complement in another way, because in lots of ways the 2 characters I play are extreme versions of themselves and very opposing versions of themselves, and together they make a whole. So it became quite an organic process of fleshing out these characters by playing the opposite of what I had done with the previous character. That was something that happened kind of beautifully organically in collaboration with Priyanka, because the show is so fast-paced and we have so little time to let the audience get to know us. Like in particular that first episode, this train sequence, it was how not only do these people fight and do action, how do they do it together? How do they hand things off to each other? How do they connect and complement each other? And that gave us an opportunity not only show how much they care about each other, but how instinctual they are with their backs to each other. They know what the other person's going to do. So that for me was how we really got into the physicality of these characters, where you lean forwards, you lean back. There's a real synchronicity to them. Well, I think the thing about this show is it's an original concept. It's a completely built from the bottom IP, and that gave me and Priyanka the opportunity to build these characters together, to flesh them out, and luckily with having David on board writing and bringing them to life, he did that on a daily basis with us. So we were constantly adapting, constantly collaborating, interpreting and bringing the best out of it as we could. And when you've got someone like Priyanka across from you who's so present, so responsive, who listens and doesn't miss anything, it gives us an opportunity to really keep each other on our toes and really elevate each other and spar together. I learned a lot from Priyanka on how to be present. She is very in the moment. When she connects with her eyes with you, you have to respond. And that's something that, a lot of the time I'm a bit of an overthinker, and I can over prepare a script and get stuck in an idea or a concept of what it's supposed to be. And all you have to do is look at Priyanka and you're back in the present, and you can put all of that work to the back of your mind and just try and tell the truth together. We had lots of conversations about kind of straddling the villain element and the innocent version of these men. That's what was interesting to me, was the gray zone in each of them, which I think is what's in each of us as human beings. This area where you're making decisions that are sometimes selfish and sometimes selfless, and that moral judgment being clouded all of the time. Nothing is black and white. Everything is way more complicated than that. And so having the Russos there to help me judge that journey that I was on and when to dial up the selfishness or dial up the selflessness. You need an outside eye for that, and they are the best judges of that. They have such a wonderful outside vision that allows me to kind of be in a rabbit hole of these characters and know that they'll guide me out. I think every job you do is useful in informing your next job, I think, but in terms of action, like I am not naturally coordinated. I'm very clumsy. So when it comes to these fight sequences and stuff, it's a departure for me personally as Richard, but doing things like the Eternals, of learning all of these fight sequences, of being with amazing stunts team, this all is a kind of language that you learn of how to fight on screen. So by the time I come into Citadel, you're already at a great starting level. You have to learn how to dance the way this team dance, but I'm not starting from scratch. It's building on that experience and hopefully getting my coordination a little better each time.